Old Digger here. While old Mr. Gravely attends to a few of his own undertakings, let me tell you the story of Boswell Bolivar, a scientist who wanted more than anything else to be respected by his fellow man. But if you can dig what I'm saying, it seems that poor Boswell was born to always leave 'em laughing. I'm ready at last. In a few more seconds, no one will ever laugh at me again. For though in the present men chuckle my name, in a long-forgotten era of the past, they will shout it in praise. Just a few turns of these dials, and all the humiliation will be behind me forever. For with the time machine my genius has created, I can and will go back to an age where I will be appreciated, where the haunting laughs of today will be nothing but the echoes of a memory. As soon as I flip this switch, the laughter will die away. But do I dare? Yes. Anything is better than spending the rest of my life as a fool. I'd rather be dead than hear one more snicker. So, my decision is made. The power is on. The dials are set. Now, I slowly pull the activator lever and bid this era of two-legged hyenas farewell. Then back through the pages of time, traveled Boswell Bolivar at a speed so fast, so unbelievable, he feared his machine had failed until... What happened? Where am I? Could it be that mounted knights carrying lances? A joust! My machine works, but unless I get out of the way, my greatest success will also be a fatal mistake. However, our time-traveling hero did move fast enough, though he might have been better off if he hadn't. For only seconds later... This is the oddly clad knave who interrupted your tournament, sire. What would you have us do with him? Let him speak. Who are you? Where did you find such strange garments? I came here from the future in a time machine. Poor Boswell. He had a real penchant for saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. But to get on with the tale, after 3 days in the palace dungeon... Come, the king requests your presence. At last, I knew my chance would come. All I have to do is prove to the king that what I say is true. Then who knows what will lie in store? I'll be a hero. I'll be cheered everywhere I go. Why, maybe I could even become king. And no sooner did Boswell appear before the rulers than... I realize it is difficult for you to believe I come from the future, but if you will only grant me a few moments of your time, I will prove it to you beyond any doubt. This dolt amuses me. Let him proceed. How easy this will be with the help of 3 objects I brought along with me. First, let me demonstrate a remarkable invention of my time. A small metal box which makes fire. With just a snap of my thumb, it will burst into flame and... It can't be! I must have forgotten to fill it! But Boswell could hardly explain his failure to his audience, and even if he could have, no one would have heard. They were all too busy laughing. He wasn't finished yet, though. He still had 2 more miracles to try. Wait, stop it. If you'll only give me another chance, I have something else. If you'll only stop laughing, I'll show you what we call a camera. I can recreate your picture with it. Just look into it. Just stop laughing long enough for me to demonstrate, and you'll never laugh at me again. That's it. Now, just look this way and smile. Then, in only 10 seconds... He points the box at the king. It may be a weapon. Stop him. Then, before Boswell could push the shutter button, he was grazed from behind by an over-anxious guard's spear, and of course, the camera slipped out of his grasp and crashed to the floor. Naturally, the film fell out and was exposed. You witless fool! You've ruined the camera and the film, and worst of all, everyone's laughing at me again. But Boswell couldn't give up. After all, he still had one last opportunity to prove himself, and this one is certain to knock him dead. I know, I've looked like a fool, Your Highness, but wait until you see this. Where I come from, in the future, it is called a radio. You need only turn this dial, and the radio will pick music out of the air and play it for you like this. But truly amazing. The music is so sweet, we cannot even hear it. Ho, ho, ho. This fellow doth truly amuse me. Why doesn't it work? I just put new batteries in it. However, I fear he doth make mockery of the throne. Surely he did not expect us to believe in a box which pulls music from the air. But it will, I swear it. There must be a loose switch in it. If you'll only give me a few minutes, I know I can make it work. But the moment he stopped to think, Boswell knew that he couldn't fix the radio because, in that day and age, radio was hardly a booming concern. In fact, the radio hadn't been invented yet, and therefore there are no radio stations. The penalty for making jest of your sovereign's intelligence is death. Guards, take the knave to the archery range and end his miserable life as quickly as possible. Wait, it would be a pity to kill one so amusing. I think I have a far more useful fate for him. And so, Boswell's life was spared on the whim of a queen. But spared for what? He didn't know, as he was hauled away from the throne room and tossed into a dark room nearby. However, he did know that it wasn't the dungeon. nor indeed any kind of cell. Then, suddenly, a guard returned, tossed the costume at him, and left. It was only at that moment that Boswell realized he must resign himself to a fate which for him would be far worse than death. Yes, Boswell hated to be laughed at, but in the end, he had no choice but to learn to live with it if he wanted to live at all. For, ironic though it was, the Queen had commanded Boswell to become her personal court jester, and for the rest of his days, he had to be certain to always leave 'em laughing. The end.